Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Madison. I am a stay-at-home mom to a 1.5-year-old living in Newcastle. I am also pregnant with our second baby. I'm 14 weeks pregnant as of tomorrow, so very exciting. A lot going on around here, and I thought I would just take you along for a couple days in my life. We have a lot going on over the next couple of days. It is my husband's last day of his 3 weeks of leave today, so we're trying to get as much in as a family and get out of the house, and then he is back on night shifts, so I'll pretty much be solo momming it for 4 nights, which will be interesting. So I thought I would take you along with me and we'll just see what we end up getting up to. I have no plans. I feel so out of our normal routine, so hopefully getting a bit of that normalcy back into our day as well. I had a very successful thrifting day a couple of days ago at a local strip near us that has a Salvo's, a Vinnie's, and a Samaritan's. And my goal was to look for living books for my toddler. I've been reading a lot more about Charlotte Mason and her kind of philosophy for homeschool and children's education and classical education. So I wanted to try and find some toddler-friendly books that are classics that fit into the definition of a living book, and a lot of them are quite nostalgic for me as well. The first books I found is this little collection of Storytime Winnie the Pooh books. So there are 4 here. They were 50 cents each, which is amazing. And they are also board books, so they are very toddler friendly. So this is A Tale of Two Tigers. Eeyore has lost his tail again. Piglet has the sniffles. So these are absolutely adorable. We've already gotten some good use out of these. Next up, we have this collection of Ladybird published stories. So the first one is 5 Favorite Bedtime Tales, and this has Thumbelina, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, The Ugly Duckling, and Jack and the Beanstalk. And the illustrations in these are just so adorable and so precious. This is some from The Ugly Duckling, which is so special and so sweet. Obviously, a bit further away, my son is just about 17 months, so he will probably not sit for a full story at the moment, but it's just about getting him used to things and exposure to longer bits of work. I also got 5 Favorite Storytime Tales, which has Tom Thumb, The Elves and the Shoemaker, Puss in Boots, The Magic Porridge Pot, and Chicken Licken. I also got this Ladybird Book of Rhymes, and it has a bunch of classic rhymes. It has number rhymes, finger rhymes, memory rhymes, dancing rhymes, so there's a lot in here, and my son is definitely getting to an age where he is starting to enjoy some rhymes more. Lastly, in terms of the living book kind of category, I was incredibly pleased to find this whole set of Peter Rabbit, Beatrix Potter books for only $5. So it is a gorgeous hardcover set. There's 4 volumes in here with all of these stories in them. It is in such great condition. It is an authorized version of the books. It's also very sweet to have these coming up to Easter, so I am so happy with these. I'll show you one of them. And the first story in here is The Tale of Peter Rabbit. So it is very gorgeous, very classic, very much a living book. At the thrift store, I also found this copy of You're a Big Brother for $1. My son is going to be a big brother this September, so we've been reading him a couple of books with this sort of theme. And obviously he's too young to understand, but it's still just very sweet to read to him. Another type of story and genre we are bringing in for my son now that he's getting a bit older is some traditional folk tales. So this one we did not find secondhand, but we purchased it new for him. It's The Tale of 3 Trees. It is a Christian folk tale that centers around Easter and the cross. It is very gorgeous. If you haven't heard of it before, I would definitely suggest looking at it. The illustrations are gorgeous in here, and I honestly just love reading it as well, so it is a good one to have in our collection. We also went to the library the other day, and I'll just show you the ones that we picked up to borrow for him. I got this little touch and feel nature book. He really loves touch and feel books still, and he's starting to get more interested in pointing things out and asking what things are, so I thought this would be a really good one to have. And then his current favorite book from the library is Poppy and Sam's counting book. We have the Poppy and Sam finger puppet book, and he really likes that, so we picked this one up as well. And he's actually starting to point at different things and pick up when we say, can you point at a cow? He'll show us the cow. So it's definitely really good for his learning and development at this age. So those are all of the books that I got for my son slash that we have borrowed recently. I just also wanted to include something, speaking of the library, because I was lucky enough to get a Kobo for my birthday. All of my family kind of went in on this one. I've been wanting it for a long time. I do have a Kindle, but I've kind of been a bit sick of all of the books on Kindle Unlimited, and I don't really love buying books. I really like getting books from the library, but I find if I have a physical library book, because I read so much digitally at nighttime on my Kindle, I wasn't getting through my library books as quickly as I would like to, and I've heard about Libby for a very long time. And that's kind of why I wanted to get a Kobo. It's the only way you can read Libby books in Australia. So I'm very lucky to have a Kobo Libra color now. And we have definitely been getting our use out of this thing. My husband is currently reading The Hobbit on it. I have already read The Hunger Games. I've read a nonfiction book on here. I've downloaded the entire Anne of Green Gables series, which is a series that I want to get through this year. I also have Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which is a book that I have on my physical TBR, but I'm quite intimidated by the length, so it is really good to have it digitally. I absolutely love the interface of the Kobo. I love that you can search for library ebooks just straight on here, and I definitely will be getting so much use out of this. So that is our little chat about all things books and things that we are reading in our family. I hope that was kind of interesting. I would love to talk more about like living books and homeschool and preschool activities and all of that sort of thing as my son gets a little bit older. So we have just gotten back from the Newcastle Toy Library. I took a couple of clips while we were there. So we ended up getting two things. One is just a tiny little baby doll. We thought it would be good to start introducing our son to babies, and he's being so sweet with it, giving it lots of kisses, which is off to a good start. And we also got him a Little Tykes basketball hoop that is like perfectly toddler sized. It is just, yeah, great for him. He's loving it way more than we ever expected as well. And we get to keep both of these for 4 weeks. So if you haven't already looked into whether or not there is a toy library near you, I highly recommend it because we get so much use out of ours. Good morning. It is now the next day. It is Thursday morning, and we have just done a little family workout exercise kind of thing. I did a pregnancy Pilates online workout from Fit with Sally. I've really been enjoying this one specifically. I feel like it's challenging enough where it feels like I'm actually doing something, but it's still nice and short. So I'll link it below. We've just showered and gotten ready for the day because we are heading to the library this morning. I have a couple of books that I put on hold that are ready to be collected, so I'm going to go and grab those. And we have a few that I'm going to return for our son. So I am just finishing the bagels that I started earlier. I am boiling the water for them now. The oven is preheating and I'm going to do half everything but the bagel seasoning, and then the rest of them I'm just gonna have plain. It is almost 4 o'clock and I'm just getting started on dinner now. I prepped a bulk batch of meatballs earlier today, so I'm going to bake those in the oven while I get our sauce going, and it's just going to be simple spaghetti and meatballs for dinner tonight, which is perfect because it is so rainy and spaghetti and meatballs is kind of like a comfort meal for me. It is now 5:15 or so. We have just finished dinner. It was really great. The rain has actually stopped as well, which is perfect timing because my husband is going to take our son and our dog on a walk, and I am going to have a bath, which is very, very, very exciting. A solo bath, and I've also just poured myself a cup of peppermint tea. So I'm gonna sip on that and keep reading more of Anne of Green Gables on my Kobo. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. and our grocery delivery order just arrived at the door. This is just a little top-up shop going in to the weekend and for the start of next week. So I will show you what we got. Strawberries, capsicum, some baby cucumbers, and a handful of Pink Lady apples. Got 18 eggs because we eat so many eggs in this family, even though my son doesn't eat them. So be interested to see how much more we'll go through if he eventually starts eating them. We've got a bunch of spring onion, some green beans, and some chicken drumsticks. We have 6 liters of full cream milk. We have a big bunch of bananas, some sesame oil because we were out. I only ever really use this if we're making fried rice. And then I have some of this bone broth kind of paste gel thing. You just add warm water to it. It's a bit better in stock. Also got 5 kilos of baker's flour delivered as well. So for breakfast I have some mushroom and capsicum and egg fried in ghee with some streaky bacon and some strawberries. And then my son has banana, oat, chia pancakes, some strawberries, and then I've given him a tiny bit of egg and veg, but he is currently off anything that isn't a fruit or a carb. Good morning. It is almost 9 o'clock now, and it is meant to start raining again and be another rainy day from about 10:45. We are just outside in our little courtyard now, trying to soak up as much outside playtime as we can. We've already had one little fall onto the tiles this morning, which was not great, but we will be moving soon, and hopefully we will have a proper backyard and be able to set it up for lots of outside play. Right now I'm just watching my son play. We'll probably go inside and bake something soon. I don't think we will go anywhere before his first nap. At the moment, he's been on one nap pretty consistently for maybe 2 months, but if we do go out in the morning, he will fall asleep in the car. It doesn't matter what we do, unless one of us is in the back with him, he will fall asleep. And because my husband is on night shift, he's sleeping all day, so it is just me, and I don't really want to risk it. So we will try and go to the shops or do something after his nap, see how the weather is going. But for now, we're just playing at home, spending time outside and in the kitchen. Hello everyone, it's the next day now, and I'm going to end off this vlog here. It's actually been the longest vlog I have done in a long time, and it'll also be the second video I've posted this week, so things are looking good for the channel. I'm planning to try and upload pretty consistently once every week. Thanks so much for spending these last couple of days with me. It is my husband's last night shift tonight, so he'll have a couple of days off afterwards, which is great. We're really looking forward to it and spending some time together as a family. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll be here for the next one.